Hey everybody, Merry Christmas to one and all. I am the Review Man, and this is my Christmas movie review. Now this movie, as y'all may or may not know, I am a big Home Alone fan. And this movie, it's not Home Alone, but I call it Home Alone for dogs. It's called Alone for Christmas. It's about this dog named Bone and this dog named Columbus. They're getting ready to go to a family dinner for Christmas, and getting ready to go to Grandma's house for Christmas, and the family decides to put Bone in a kennel, a little holiday resort thing, and they get to the little resort or whatever, and it's ain't nothing but some hippie dude living in a house with a bunch of dogs. This guy's name is Anthony, but he says his name is Triple A, and the dad asked him, "What's the A stand for?" And he's like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" The guy's like so out of his mind and all this other stuff, and the guy's like, "I really do want to watch your dogs. I want to watch them." And so they drop Bone off. Bone starts talking to these two dogs called Cupcake, which Cupcake was at the beginning of the movie. Cupcake is a pit bull, and and Cupcake dropped his family off because Cupcake didn't bark or do anything because he got distracted by a bone set by three thieves named Jake, Phil, and Rob. But there are Harry and Marv type of thing in this movie. And so they become a little important later in the movie. And so the movie goes on, and Cupcake is like, "You have to get out of here. You got to go save your family from you got to go save your family's house from being robbed." And so Cupcake and Bone are hiding, and so they set a distraction set by this other weird little dog. He goes running around the house like he's got to use the bathroom. Bone goes running. He goes running back toward the house to start setting up traps for the three bad guys. While this is going on, Columbus is trying to. He senses that Bone is in trouble, and so what he does is he hops out. While the family is inside having hamburgers and having hamburgers and all this stuff at this little diner I think it's called Pasty Life Cuisine or something like that. It's some little out of the way diner. What he decides to do is he decides to let the parking brake go in the car, and then the car goes around back. So what he does is he hops in this red pickup truck with these two people that look like Santa and Mrs. Claus. And so they're going toward the house, and they're going toward the house, and you got the family driving behind them like, no, stop. And Columbus, he meets the other dog named Diesel. Diesel looks like this German Shepherd, and and then Diesel, he just throws the wood out the back of the he just throws his wooden spikes out the back of the car, flat the tires, setting them back because they think that the car behind them is chasing the people, but they don't know that it's the family trying to catch up to the dog. And so they're going on. Then while this is going on, Bone is back at the house setting up traps and doing all this other stuff. These elaborate traps like glue traps, chandeliers, and so, causing one of the bad guys to fall through the porch. Chandeliers falling down on them. Glue being stuck to stuffed animals, forcing one of the bad guys to roll around being stuck on all the glued animals. And so the bad guys are about breaking into the house, and the bad guys' names are, like I said before, Jake, Phil, and Rob. And Phil, he just wants to go Christmas caroling. He don't care about breaking in the house. He just wants to go a little bit of Christmas caroling. Rob looks like Draco Malfoy from the Harry Potter series. I'm not sure about what Jake looks like. He just looks like a regular postman. He just looks like a regular bad guy, your run-of-the-mill bad guy. And so they're getting their butts handed to them by this dog. And Jake is like, I have an idea. I'll call my cousin Quentin. And Quentin is this dog catcher that he doesn't care for dogs either, because he tells this story whenever Quentin gets to the house. He tells this story about all these poodles and stuff, and the dog getting their bite. And Bones upstairs hearing this story, and he's like, bite, huh? Where did they get a load of me? Where do you see my bite? And he's like, oh, that means he's got more traps to come. And one of my favorite traps in this entire movie is the one that Quentin sets. What he does is he puts a fish hook and a piece of ribeye and a piece of steak and on a fish hook, and Phil's upstairs in the bathroom. And what Bone does is he takes the meat, he chunks it in the guy's underwear, and he chunks it in Phil's underwear, and he's like, and then Phil's like running all over the house, and while all this is going on, you got Quentin downstairs. Quentin downstairs with the fish hook. He's like, hey, we got a live one. And then what happens after that is, I forgot what does happen. Is the fish hook just snaps, and Quentin was like, where you been? And because the dogs outsmarted him one more time. And so what Quentin does is he's like, okay, I'm going to take this into my own hands. He gets a taser. He gets a dog taser. And he says, here, doggy, doggy, doggy. Here, doggy, doggy, doggy. Here, doggy, doggy, doggy. Where you at, doggy? And then he hears this little baby dog saying, Mama, will you be my mama? And it's like one of those dogs that wet themselves. And then the dog pees all over the guy. And then Bones sitting right here beside the tree. He turns on the little train, and then the train goes around the tree, knocks itself over right beside Quentin's boot. Quentin drops the taser, and he goes flying upstairs after this explosion happens. And then he goes flying upstairs after this explosion happens. And they're like, Quentin, are you okay? Are you okay to drive? Okay to drive. Okay to drive. Y'all remember the Hercules from the whole Xena Hercules TV show? It's played by that guy. I'm not sure what the guy's name was, but I do know that's who the actor is. And then, this is going on. Jake, Phil, and Rob are all still in the house, getting their butts handed to them by this one dog. And then after this, after they are already been glued and all that, he sets up a few more traps. And what happens after this is this involves like Rob's face getting burned by a grill, Jake's being covered all these stuffed animals after he fell into this glue trap, and all this other stuff. And it's pretty much some pretty cool elaborate traps. These dogs will make Kevin McAllister look like an amateur. That's pretty bad to say, but it does. It's a pretty cute little story. Decent traps. And so Bill gets trapped in this in the shower, and Bone earlier in the movie, he drops a ball inside the drain, forcing the water to rise, and then the water breaks open, and Phil catches Bone. They put him in this closet, and then after the Santa Claus people drop the, and then after the people in the Santa Claus drop the dog out off at the house where it was being robbed. They're like, Columbus starts barking. It's like, and Columbus starts barking, and then that's raising suspicion that these people are not actually live at this house. And so they put Columbus and they put Columbus and Bone in the same closet. And then the bad guys start robbing the house. They start taking everything. And the guy's like, you know what we need to do now? We need to kill the dogs. The family won't be back Then Rob says, the family won't be back for a week. And Jake was like, I know these dogs are going to die, but I want to see them die. Because Jake hates dogs. I can't think of anybody that hates dogs. Can you? I mean, cats, but dogs, I can't think of anybody that hates dogs. And so the movie goes on. They go back inside the house. They start setting up more traps and more traps. And Rob earlier had some bean dip and a bean burrito. He gets pretty much burned up twice. Once on a grill, and then once in a fireplace. Whenever the two dogs turn up the heat on him. And so the movie goes on. They taking down the bad guys with traps like a treadmill the dog Bone turns on the treadmill and starts throwing utensils at Jake, and then he turns on a candle lighter and throws it right into Jake's mouth, forcing Jake's mouth to be burnt. And so they got all the bad guys tied up, and Columbus is like, I smell barbecue, and then it turns out it's Rob coming up behind him, and then all of a sudden we see Diesel come in. Diesel was the Santa Claus people's dog. He searched to go find Columbus all the way back to their house, because we all know dogs got really good smells, really good they can see pretty good, and they can smell pretty good, and they can hear pretty good. That's why I like dogs. So anyway, they capture all the bad guys, and then right after this, the family comes home, and then they see that all the bad guys have been caught, and then the cops are like, you know what, you got some pretty good watchdogs. The cops are like, you know what, you got some pretty good watchdogs here. And they're like, yeah, we do. And then they open the door. The two Santa Claus people, the guy that looks like Santa Claus and his wife, are actually the grandparents who they were going to go see in the entire, and they were on their way to the movies. They were on their way to go see at the beginning of the movie. So this movie was actually pretty good. Good story to it. Good Christmas story. Something that I haven't reviewed in a while. I mean, I was going to review a horror Christmas story, but I figured I'll leave that toward Halloween. Or I might review it a little before the end of the year. So yeah, anyway, guys, I'm the Review Man. You are you. Go check out this movie. It's on Tubi right now. TUBI. And if you like dogs, it's good. If you like Home Alone, it's good. If you like both, it's definitely the movie for you. I'm the Review Man. You are you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Festivus. And I will see y'all guys in the next video. Have a good one.